boy, do I have a story to tell you. What is up, everybody? It's the Martian here. I got a story and a half to tell you guys. So this all started about 3 weeks back. Your boy the Martian had his M2 license test. He thought, hey, I'm riding an R1. I'm good enough to ride an R1. I must be good enough to pass the M2 test. No problems, right? Wrong. Your boy the Martian failed the M2 test gloriously. When I say glorious, it was glorious. The test was in the Mississauga, one of the Mississauga locations. It was surrounded because of everything that's going on with this COVID business. The drive test center was busy. The lineups was out the door and around the corner. So where the M2 motorcycle test was being held, the lineups were going around that whole little area. So when your boy the Martian failed, not only did he fail gloriously, but he did it in front of an audience. And it was fantastic. The best part was the fact that I didn't prepare at all. Now this is a lesson for anybody that's gonna go take the M2 test. Practice. And I knew what I was getting myself into. I watched videos of what the test is gonna be, and I thought, you know what, I can ride. I've been riding for a while. Wrong. The test consists of lots of intricate maneuvers, slow speeds. And like I said in a previous video, this bike does not handle slow speeds well, or at least at the point I wasn't ready for this bike to handle slow speeds. I went to the test, got there nice and early, and once it was my turn, the instructor, I can tell the instructor was a little bit strict. Well, that's not the excuse here. Actually, there's no excuse. It's all my fault. But the instructor, checked out everything on the bike. Realized that the bike has flush mount side lights, like the turning lights. So he was not very happy about that. But he let me go through to the next portion of the test. I had to walk my bike in a figure 8. Which was fine. I mean, it's a heavy bike, but it was fine. Then it was time for the little serpentine, they call it. The second I started, I knew I was in trouble. I couldn't handle this bike in slow speed. And sure enough, every corner I took, my foot kept on going down, down, down for balance. Because I was losing balance, or I thought I was losing balance, and I was scared that I was going to drop the bike. And sure enough, I did it so many times that you know when you're failing in front of an audience, or when you're failing and everybody's watching you, everybody's watching you. You start getting a little heated, right? A little hot. And that's exactly what was happening to the Martian. I knew I was failing, obviously. I knew I wasn't doing well, and I knew everybody was watching me. But you know what? That's okay. That's my punishment for not being ready for it. So, of course, I failed. So the instructor not only gave me some advice on how to pass the test or what to do to practice. He told me, you know what, I'm gonna go off with the group that did pass to the next level. Why don't you stay here and practice for a bit? Now, the Martian's ego said, no, the same people that were watching is watching you now, buddy. Don't do it. Don't do it. So what I did was I left. And I was pretty bummed out. But when I got home, I was determined to figure this test out and figure out how to do it and practice with my bike and get good with slow speed maneuvers and practice. So what I did was I went ahead and went back to the drive test center, measured out exactly the spacing for the serpentine test, and I went to the dollar store, bought cones and everything, and I practiced. And I practiced and I practiced and I practiced. And I'll put in a video of me practicing right now. And eventually, I started getting it. And I booked my next test, which was, today is Monday, Labor Day. It was on Friday, the past Friday. I booked my test and I went to the Scarborough location for my M2 test. And I got there pretty early, so when I was riding around to the back of the location where they were doing the M2 test, they had the pylons all set up already. So your boy Martian took a quick couple of seconds and practiced in those pylons too. Anyways, fast forward, Martian passed. So I got my M2. But that's not where this story ends. After I got my M2, Martian was very happy. And I was riding like there was no care in the world. So Martian had to stop at a little side plaza. I rode up into the plaza, still happy, ecstatic. What do you think happens? Obviously, you know, this happiness can't go on, right? So I pulled up into the parking spot, not very distracted, definitely not daydreaming, but happy. And sure enough, the Martian forgets to put the kickstand down, and I got off the bike. And what do you think happens to a bike when you don't have a kickstand down and you get off a bike that's weighing almost 500 pounds? Exactly what you think, right? Bike falls over, almost falls on, well, I mean, I try to save it, but you can't save a 500-pound anything when it's falling. Bike falls over on my leg, tries to, I mean, it didn't, I got my leg out of there, but it hit my leg. I messed up my back a bit because I was trying to hold up the weight of the bike. But it fell. And sure enough, the bike took damage. Oh, I need gas. The bike took damage. Now, the good thing is, oh, it's raining. The good thing is, this bike had frame sliders And for you folks that don't know what a frame slider is, it's basically this big giant metal thing, or yeah, big giant metal gadget that you put on the frame of the bike that sticks out a little farther than the most farthest point of the bike, and it will save your plastics or your frame or your fairings from damage. But this bike fell so hard, I would say it was, I mean, it was parked, didn't fall so hard, but it fell enough that the frame slider broke, but it took the brunt of the damage. Not only did the frame slider break, the part of my foot peg broke too, and I have some scratches and gouges and whatnot on my on the left fairing here. So all in all, I'm looking at about, I would say about $300 to $400 worth of damage. But this is the first time ever in my life of riding that I've ever dropped a bike. I know if you're watching this and you're a rider and you're like, ah, you know what, that's nothing. But listen, yeah, you're right, it is nothing. But you know, when you have this bike, or when you have a bike and you have a special relationship with that bike, the last thing you want to see is on its side on the ground. And that's exactly what happened to my bike. So what's the moral of this story? You can be as happy as you want, but life will always tell you, hey, put your kickstand down, bud. I don't know. That's just me trying to give you some type of analogy here. So that's all. Just came out to give you a little story. So that's it. I'm gonna head back. Just came out to tell you guys this story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm starting to put out some content, as you folks can see. I'll attach some of my other older videos for anybody that's new looking at this video. But subscribe, because I need it. I need to grow this channel, and for me to make some great content, I need to grow this channel. So I would appreciate it if you subscribe. I'm gonna have some more content before the cold sets in. Till next time. I stopped here at the gas station to get some gas, but I'm going to show you guys all the damage. So that is a frame slider. So it protrudes out from the rest of the body, so that if it were to fall, that takes the beating, right? So here you see it's gone because it broke off right there, and you see all the damage to the fairing. It's all scratches and little gouges. Not bad. There's some scratches here, but my foot peg is broken off here, as you guys can see. So I have to get that replaced. I'll do that soon. I have to get this replaced. Probably end up doing that soon. And I probably can get this touched up, but I'd rather have the whole fairing painted. So I'll probably do that during the winter time. Take all the plastics out, or just this part, and have it painted. But that's it. Outside of that, no damage. So I think with everything that's considering, it was okay. But she's a beauty still. Just have to get her back to her normal self. But what do you think? I'm an idiot. What can I say? I don't know what I was thinking. Definitely not distracted or being distracted, but just made a stupid move. How do you forget to put the kickstand down? How? That's me though. That's what I did. Alright, till next time.